Yeah.
Ah, now we're live. I see it.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, yay. Welcome, friends. Welcome to everyone who's watching. Thank you for joining us today for DG. I guess we're doing a happy hour chat today, not really coffee. Um, uh, my name is Sisi, and I just want to start off by saying thank you and welcoming you into the space and taking a moment to acknowledge how I am, and I can say the team at DG is entering the space with some deep sadness, and to offer our deepest condolences to Walter Wallace Jr.'s family at this time. Uh, we call for justice and a greater understanding of how to respond to our community members who are experiencing mental health crises. And right now, we'd like to take a moment of silence in acknowledgement of what's happened this week. Thank you for that. So today is Friday. It is the final day in our week-long celebration of directors' gatherings, director members. And I apologize if you hear either barking or a truck drive by during this chat. This is what happens when we, all are at home and working from home. So I just want to, again, say welcome and thank you for joining us. Like I said, my name is Sisi. I am the Director of Membership and Engagement for Directors Gathering. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And right now I am in probably the western part of Philadelphia. I'm in West Philly.
Hi, I am Brey Ann Barrett, she, her, hers. I'm the Director of Programming for Directors Gathering. I'm in South Philadelphia, and I'm trying to be better about not apologizing for any loud baby screams and instead just acknowledging that that's a reality of my environment. So if it catches you off guard, she's okay. She's just a baby.
Jill, it's you.
I'm doing a little like social media driving / also managing the 6-year-old, hoping she doesn't fall off the couch. It's all good. I'm Jill Harrison. I'm the founder and executive director of Directors Gathering. My pronouns are she, her, hers. While I usually reside in East Falls, Philadelphia, I am currently oh my goodness. Currently in, well, our special guests are getting ready behind me. Apparently, this is my husband, Tom Snyder. Not apparently, he is my husband, Tom Snyder. He's just apparently dyed his hair and face pink. Anyway, what else? I am currently in the state of Vermont. Thank goodness for testing and masks and social distancing, because we were able to, because today is my birthday. This is a very long intro. I'm very sorry. My husband's birthday. So we were very grateful to be in a space, together and with my mom and dad. And yes, so thank you. And I would like to also acknowledge that in East Falls, I would like to do land acknowledgement of those who have come before. We are in Philly and the land of the Lenape people. And here right now, we are with the Abenaki people in Vermont. So many thanks to them. Lia.
Hi everyone, my name is Lia Fakhouri, she, her pronouns, and I am the brand new DG producer. I'm very excited to be joining the team. And I am currently finding myself in Denver, Colorado. So exciting times, it's very cold, it just snowed, so woohoo. And I guess costume parade time, right? So to explain what I am, I like happened to find myself in Colorado and like had to like fashion something pretty quickly and haphazardly. And so my nieces are gonna be princesses. So I have this crown, which I then was like, wait, coronavirus actually technically means crown, which is, they named it that because of the shape of it. I learned this from a kid. It was amazing. So I find myself being the coronavirus, and for Halloween we will stay at home and not spread.
Love that. All right, who wants to go next? I feel like Jill, maybe it's you next, and your crew.
So Stella, who are we right now? Who are we dressed as?
I'm a Mirabelle mom. I forget my mom and dad's name.
I'm Mirabelle's mommy. This is Mirabelle's daddy. He's a fairy, and I'm a witch. And Mirabelle's half fairy, half witch. A book by Harriet Muncaster. And yeah, here we are. This is our costume.
Beautiful. Love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. A baby is into the space.
Yeah, because I forgot that Halloween exists. I did a makeshift Rosie the Riveter, mostly to just like feel empowered as a woman that I have some agency over this country and help make it, better. So I have this, but I also have a hidden little tablet that says vote. I also have a pair of earrings that say vote that I'll be putting in after baby won't grab them. But I also, she's just got a little pumpkin onesie. She's not quite a pumpkin, but she's cute. So I show her off. I share her with you. Someday in her life, she will be like, why am I all over the internet? But right now, she's just really cute. And I appreciate being able to share her with folks. So, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, it's me. So I love the first film adaptation of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory called Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And while I am not dressed up as that Violet Beauregard, I'm dressed up as the second film adaptation version of Violet Beauregard. I just love that costume a lot more, but I love the attitude of the first Violet, right? It's very 70s, she's constantly telling her dad to cool it, and I just love that. Chewing gum. I have a lot of gum, but it's not bubble gum, so I can't blow any bubbles. I've tried. Plus, I love that line. Violet, you're turning violet, Violet. It's so good. Anyway, that's who I am. Plus, this sweatsuit is really comfortable. So I was mostly in the day in this, and then added this violetness to my face. Cool. Okay, so today, I'm just going to take a moment. Thank you to all of you for dressing in costume and for your families for participating. And also, I want to say that today's the day that a few moons ago, a very special lady was welcomed to this earth. And she has brought so much joy to so many people and is constantly working for the better. And she decided to create this organization to bring people together who traditionally don't get to be together professionally and sometimes socially, I guess, too. So I just want to acknowledge Jill Harrison and wish her the happiest birthdays today.
Happy birthday, Jill.
Happy birthday, Jill.
Thank you, friends. Sisi, thank you so much.
I said we aren't going to sing happy birthday because we can't sync it, and I don't appreciate that sound, and I don't want to put that on you, Jill. And also, this is going to be online, so we have to go back and look at that. Like if there's silly things we're gonna do, let's not let it be that.
Love it. Love it. Thank
Alright.
you. Thank
We
you.
love you very much, Jill. Happy birthday.
I back at all of you. Thank you.
All right, so continuing on, we've had like a really amazing week, and I'm gonna ask you all to just go ahead and unmute yourselves, unless you feel like you really need to mute yourselves, so that we can chat.
Baby.
We've had, I feel like we've had a pretty amazing week of celebrating DG directors. We've had some curveballs this year, as has the entire world, that have forced us to rethink how we operate. And we've just really been trying to find a way to like celebrate this organization's work and also the people that make this organization what it is. And so this month we've been doing that, and this week especially we've had a lot of offerings on social media to celebrate the directors of Directors Gathering. So I'm going to give a few shout outs. We're all going to do a few shout outs. So I'd like to thank everybody who participated in our coffee chats this week. That is Katrina Shobe, Brianna DeClaro, C. Ryan Dominguez, and Alexandra Espinosa. Thank you all.
Yes. Before I continue the thank yous to outside of our organization, I just want to take a moment to say thank you to our incredible and amazing Director of Membership and Engagement, Sisi Wright, for making this all happen. It's been absolutely lovely to see the membership and engagement that has been happening this week. So thank you, Sisi. I also wanted to thank the folks that did Instagram takeovers, and that would be Victoria Goins, Carrie Cluin, Gabby Sanchez, Eiley Huber, and Noelle Johnson. It was awesome to see what you had to share with everyone and how much you appreciate your membership with DG. We're all doing this for folks like you, and it's just really great that we could see your wonderful faces on our DG Instagram. So yeah.
And also some like sharing some like examples of work. Like I was looking at I sort of I had a challenge for folks to like use the Instagram reel function, or at least that like template to like show what they could do as a director. And she was like, okay, here's something. And I was like, this is great. Please share. And she did. So if you go to DG's Instagram profile, you can see it. And then to that point, I want to thank Jill, because she has been like extremely like instrumental in organizing all of this this week. And it wouldn't have happened without her. So, I mean, thank you.
Thank you, my friend. I mean, the sense of being, Stell, can you give me one moment? I love that you're talking to yourself. That there's, what I've been so grateful for is this sense of community with our team as well. And I think that there's something so important about having our collective that's able to then support our greater collective of director members and extended community. And this is the first time the DG has been this present on the internet, on the social webs, which has been so, and this consistently. And so that's been incredible too, to watch the folks who've been taking over DG Instagram and just through their point of view and elevating what directors do. Especially in this time. There's my mom. Mom, say hello. Well, I know, but you can say hi really quick, especially we said there would be special guests. So this is my mother dressed as a bee.
Buzz, buzz.
Nice.
I'm the Grand B. I'm the Grand B.
The Grand B. Cheers. But yes, that sense of like having Eiley do that amazing reel, and then having Noelle, and also like having Victoria just take us through a day in the life, I think has just been so eye-opening to what it means to be not just a director, but a human. And also directors are artists, and that's incredible and important for us to put forward. So, yeah, I mean, I have such gratitude and now new awareness of what it takes to be a social media guru and marketer, because oh my gosh.
It's a lot of work to put together, and I just appreciate you for like being that for DG.
Thank you. Well, I look forward to sharing and caring with our new producer. It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah.
To that, like in addition to all of the directors who we like had in the DG social media digital space, we have also been working, I feel like, pretty, I don't know, it's a little new. Some of the things that I will say for me, it was new to do a birthday fundraiser and figure out what that is. And we literally sat down together and created the content for that. And so I would love to like give like an opportunity for you, Jill, to talk about that.
Sure. Tom, I'm not quite sure why you've now returned with a mask on. Because Stella does. Well, because oh, you were walking upstairs. We're being safe, which is good. But it's also because Stella doesn't care for the pink beard. Is that what has happened as well?
Correct.
Okay. Our stylist is not happy with the look. Yeah. So that's what happens when you have a director and a production manager have a child. There's lots of opinions. So back to our community and why we're so deeply grateful for our extended community is just about 18 months ago, we launched our membership, which has two very important parts. We've got now three because of Sisi's genius earlier this year. We have our director members, the directors we support. We have our collaborator members now, which are those who interface with directors in whatever way they defined as a collaborator, actor, stage manager, production manager, designer. And then we have our sponsor members. So folks who support and financially elevate the directors we serve. So those are the folks who are helping us right now with our birthday fundraisers. From now until tomorrow, Tom's birthday will bring us on home, and who are helping us support paying our brand new amazing directors cohort for DG Jam this year, 6 extraordinary directors who are going to be virtually in residence with us from now until February. And we hope beyond as members. And also helping us support paying our guest artists who come and offer continuing education. So workshops and seminars for the director members. And so that helps us underwrite all of the things we do with gathering with and for our directors. So we're very grateful. Our goal is $2,000 by tomorrow, by 11:59 tomorrow, and we are at 1,700. We are very close. Yay!
You're so close, y'all.
So close.
And if we so after we post this, we can do all the linkage and make sure folks get directed in the right places. But if you're watching this, if you want to go to directorsgathering.org to donate, you can do that. Actually, you can do it while you're watching this. So
we're so grateful for all the support, especially we also recognize in this day and age there are many, many causes and many, many people who deserve copious amount of support. And we are deeply grateful that you are considering Directors Gathering and the directors we serve as part of those important causes and people. So thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving right along. So let's just like relax a bit, you know. This is a happy hour. If folks are enjoying a lovely beverage that they'd like to share with the team,
it matches your backdrop. I mean,
I'm being bad. I don't have my Directors Gathering mug, but this is what I'm drinking. So I'll share what I'm drinking. What I'm drinking, I think folks call it a Kentucky Mule. Right, so it's bourbon, ginger ale, and lime juice. And I've gotten really good at making them over the past 7 months. Like I've purchased so many limes over the past 7 months. I'm appreciative of having that. So anybody else wants to share what they're drinking or snacking on?
Yeah.
Well, in my DG mug, which turns out I have 2 of them. This one's really cool. It's like black inside and white on the outside. The other one's all white. This one's classy. So this one's definitely the booze one. And it's, just coffee with some Baileys. Because as you all saw, I have a baby and sometimes need an extra caffeine boost even in the evening. So,
Super fair.
Mm-hmm.
Leah, are you enjoying a beverage?
I'm drinking water.
You're hydrating, which is
The beverage of life. Yes.
wonderful.
Only a little left now, but I figured it's a little early to be drinking. It's only 3 o'clock on my end.
Sure, yeah.
Is it? Okay. Thank you.
I don't know. I have work, I guess.
Time is a construct.
Yes, not like advocating drinking necessarily if you don't drink, but sometimes it's nice to have a little adult beverage. And I felt like I needed it today to just like enjoy in this space and relax. Oh, I just said I needed it. I didn't need it. Am I working through something this happy hour? Nope. I'm fine. I'm fine.
That's totally, and you know what? I think what's happening over here is Tom Snyder with the pink hair. I don't know what he's pouring himself, but you might be able to smell it from where you are. What? Oh my! This is Slivovica.
What is that?
Slivovica is a plum brandy. I feel like oh my gosh, I feel like Sisi, I'm doing the I Love Lucy when she's that cough medicine and she's like drinking it and then doing the
same shape. The bottle is similar shape, even though it's like a dark bottle. So, sidebar, I performed that monologue for Jill, the I Love Lucy episode, the Vitamita Vegemin episode.
Oh my God.
Classic.
Okay. A sidebar to that sidebar. And not necessarily for you, Facebook folks, but Sisi, you are going to have to do that for us internally at some point, right?
Sure, I'll do that. So what you got over there, Jill?
Yes, it's plum brandy that we have good friends that live in Sarajevo, Bosnia. And we had the absolute honor and privilege to go visit them about 10 years ago. And we were invited to partake in, oh God, it's Slivovica 3 times a day. It was enjoyed by the family we were staying for breakfast.
It's medicinal.
Ooh, it's medicinal. At lunch and at dinner. And Yep. So I think I'm just going to, by osmosis, may kindly request something of a different style for your wife. Yes. Okay. I don't know. You can, some sort of magic. You are a fairy. You can. Oof. A new potion.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that, like, cultural, I don't know.
Journey.
Yes. I feel like I learned something there. So I appreciate that. So thank you all for indulging me in that little moment. What I think, since we're like relaxed and we're just chatting now, I would love for us to share with folks what we envision for the future of Directors Gathering, right? Like we're at the end of this week where we're celebrating all of these directors. We've been like telling people how awesome they are and showing them, like, better than just telling, right? Showing them how amazing they are. And I feel like getting people excited. I know I've talked to people who are very excited about Jam in February and what that experience is going to be like. So I just, yeah. Jill, if you want to kick it off, like what's to come?
Yeah, yes. What's to come? So it's so interesting. Someone recently asked me like how Directors Gathering is doing in this time, especially with pivoting. I said that like every day we pivot. But also what I find to be really remarkable is how the model of Directors Gathering, because it's in service of others and directors who pivot all the time, that's literally what we do on behalf of stories and collaborators, and we're constantly shaping and inviting and offering, is that's what we do. So we had a big old membership party that was scheduled to be in March, and it didn't happen. And so instead, it became a way to celebrate our directors virtually by creating programming that would exist virtually, which also means we now have members, and some of them that you got to witness this week virtually, that do not live in Philadelphia. We now have a team member who does not live in Philadelphia. So the virtual world has allowed us some incredible opportunities and gifts, and we're gonna follow those gifts and discoveries. So there will be more virtual offerings. We are taking a bit of a breath to find our way to what it looks like to have virtual offerings and a menu of offerings to our members and extended community. We offered this model of pay what you decide and then free for members. And that's another reason why we're fundraising, is to be able to continue that very important model to keep our programming accessible. Something that also, along with accessibility, that we're working hard on is expanding and deepening our commitment to accountability as an organization and to those we serve and our extended community, and having that be something that is named and not something that we just do, but something that is also named. So anyone who interfaces with us in any way has the ability to have support, to question, who if there's ever a need of support or help, they know exactly where they need to go. And that's whether you're a guest artist with us, you're a participant, a member, a board member, a staff member, is to continue making our accountability present. And also in DG's model, we are not currently a producing organization, but making sure that we are accounting for and responding to the We See You White American Theater and the demands that they have shared, rightfully so, and how we can continue to offer programming that is, again, equitable and inclusive and diverse, and those who are teaching our classes are reflecting the people we serve, which is the people of the world around us. So that is how we'll be proceeding forward, which is exciting. And we have some new board members that'll be joining us soon that we look forward to announcing. And yeah, and then I'd love, like, if we could also share and care a bit more about like how CCUC salons moving forward for members, and Brey, if you want to share some more about with programming and interfacing with our incredible partners and co-curators, Brianna DeClarel and Katrina Shobi. And then Lia, if you want to share too of like, why DG for you? And we're so glad you're here, and and how we're going to continue proceeding onward. Who wants to go? Who wants to play?
I mean, what I'll offer is that my overall goal is so weird. My hair. Because my hair doesn't do this, even when I flat iron it. Anyway, I'll play with it just a little bit while I'm talking, if you don't mind.
Not at all.
But what I see for membership, which is, young in our relatively young organization, I'm learning so much from people, and this month has been a great learning experience for me. But I would love to deepen our relationships with the members, and that I think manifests in many different ways. I think that our salons, which are our intimate conversations amongst our director members, there's so much opportunity there to engage with our membership, have them engage with each other, have them get to know each other. I would say beyond a virtual space, but that's where we are right now. But what I mean is beyond like a message board, which is what a lot of the interactions are now, unless they create the meetings for themselves, right? So just really trying to create the spaces, create the spaces where folks can really find people to add to their circle of influence and of learning. That's generally what I'd like to see for membership.
Yeah, so Jill mentioned briefly our upcoming program, DG Jam, in which earlier this week we announced what 6 directors will be participating. This is a different version of a program, a revisioning of a program that we've had for the past 4 years.
This is our fifth year.
Our 5th year. Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, and we're incorporating a residency element to it so that directors have more of an opportunity to engage with each other. Previous iterations of the program was like a one-day thing. Everyone worked on their own little projects. We did a presentation at the end of the day with less opportunity for them to directly work with each other. And so with our 2 co-creators, we've been building up and revising what this program could be so that it's serving the needs of gathering together as peers for the directors, but also giving them an opportunity to experiment with their craft. And then in February, making available some kind of public presentation from each of the directors to talk about their craft or showcase their craft in some way. As Jill mentioned, we're not a producing organization, but we do like to advocate for the process. And this is one of those opportunities for us to publicly do that. And with that said, one of the things that we're working on constantly is being advocates for directors in our community and beyond, and about the process and peer support. And for me, advocacy includes meeting directors where they're at in their experiential level, where they are in the development of their craft. And it's part of the reason why we try to have these tiers of different stages of directing craft. And trying to build programming or conversations that meet those different career levels or craft levels. And so we do want to continue that process in order to make sure that people really feel like they're getting the information that they need at this point in their career. And that they're experimenting in order to elevate their processes from where they are right now, versus either reaching beyond where they're at right now or being put in a position where they feel like they're already past that. And making sure that they're with peers that can communicate about experiences that are similar. So as we move forward into 2021, and we're looking at programming both digitally and hopefully in person again in 2021. So that will continue to be the intent and the goal. Yeah, I'm really excited about the people that we've been able to work with on different programs, and I'm looking forward to the people that we get to work with next year. And yeah, that's programming for right now.
I will say that this week, what Brianna, one of our Jam co-curators, offered was something I thought was very lovely, was that this program is plugging into the artistic journey of these directors. So wherever they are, I really loved that idea of not trying to make something for them, but for meeting them where they are.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
turn to talk.
Yay.
Yeah, so this is kind of like my first day because, I just started. So I don't really have that much to share, but I would love to talk about like, why I'm so excited by DG, and like why I'm so excited that it's like virtual now. Like I have been on the West Coast since I came to America. I'm an immigrant. I was originally I describe myself as a third culture kid, which means I'm from a country, Lebanon. I grew up in a different country, Dubai, UAE, and I live in a different country, the United States. So like my identity is like confused and all over the place, but that's a side note. So I've been on the West Coast since I came to the United States. Like I had no idea DG was even a thing. And then when everything moved virtual, I started to see more about DG and I was like, what is this thing? And I started looking into it and I saw this job posting and I was like, wait, there is an organization that supports directors. Like as a director, I like acknowledge it's the loneliest job, even though you have all these collaborators, you rarely get to work with this other director. And so I'm all about like, what are those opportunities where I get to be in space with directors? And so I was very excited that this even existed and like I had no idea. And I come from a background of community engagement and programming. And so the job felt like so right for me and like the skills that I had. And I really appreciated, when I had my interview, they shared their like strategic plan and like I could tell that anti-racism and EDI work was deeply ingrained in how they wanted to move forward, which I think was very thoughtful in like responding to We See White American Theater. And I know that like the next thing that I want to work on is something that is advocating for anti-racist theater. And so I'm very excited to be a part of this group and be, advocating for all of the directors out there.
We're so excited to have you. What does Sweetie Todd say? This is really, really weird connection I'm making. But he's got like his knives or his
The barber.
Yeah, he's like, is he like my arm is complete or something like that?
Oh yeah.
That's what I always feel like when you bring stuff. Anyway, that was it.
Love that. The DG arm is complete. Oh, that's really lovely. I like that. And I love that so much. And I think there's a sense of too of, we had the really seriously like a gift of a listening session with several directors that work with us. And this opportunity to also, we talked about the sense of like, where are you heading? And also trusting that resources and support will, if you do the work, will follow. And I think it's so important for us to keep trusting in that. And I think with the sense of our arm is complete is also trusting that the people will reveal themselves, right? And if you put the call out there and are specific, and I think that Lia answered the call, which we are very, very grateful for. And so yay. Awesome. I also, if I may, I would love to just, I said a little bit of just board members that are joining us, but as we're doing our shout outs, I would also like to shout out to our board, because some of them have been with us since the very, very beginning of the organization. Some have been with us since the very beginning of the organization in other ways. And they're just, God bless them, keep coming back for more. And so they are, so our board chair, Ben Smallin, I just want to say hello and gratitude to him. Ben was our very first director of operations. So he has been on the in and out and all with us. And then Nicole Miller Marks is our vice chair. And she was a DG producer earlier on in our iterations and programming. And so we're so thrilled to have her on the board. We also have Jacqueline Goldfinger. Jackie is a founding board member, one of our biggest fans, and we are so grateful for her. And having her as a playwright and a producer and a teacher on our board has been imperative. She also knows how to run like a mean membership model and education model. And so we've been very grateful for her insight. And then Michael Kaufman is also a founding board member. We are becoming 501c3. Michael Kaufman has dreamt that dream for us since the moment he began. And he is helping us find our way. So we're deeply grateful for that. And then also Prashant Rishi is on our board, is a new board member. And what's so exciting with Prashant is he is a theater aficionado, where he really, really enjoys it. And he also loves to say he has nothing to do with it. He's like, I don't perform. He's like, but I see it. I appreciate it. And it's awesome to be able to also interface with something that, because we support directors, one usually thinks that you have to know what directors do, to then also say, well, what do they need? And what's been so great is Prashant can ask those questions of us in a way, and Michael as well. Someone outside the theater would be like, does that make sense? Right? Because we're in it. So it's great sometimes to be like, how is that landing? Yes, we're a small but mighty group. We are thriving, and we are expanding, and yeah, I mean, onward. I just keep saying onward. Yeah.
I think that's a great parting sentiment, right? That is really what we're doing. We're moving onward and upward and outward in a little bit, in a way. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here and sharing this space with us right now.
Yes.
Take care of yourself. Take care of each other, because we're all we got.
Here. Oh, yeah, and vote. Yes, please. Vote. Yep.
Have vote.
It's been so long ago that like I kind of sort of forget a little bit sometimes, or just let it slip my brain. But if you know someone who hasn't voted yet, please remind them that it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. That's your deadline. It's Tuesday. Yes.
Leah, where were you? You were also, I think, saying it's something at some point too, and I was trying to hear it.
I was saying vote for me because I can't vote. Please and thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Here. Yes. There's when Stella, Tom, and I went to go vote, we went to Roxborough High School to drop off our ballots, and there was a person handing out posters, and one said vote for the many, and I yep, vote for the many. Here. Yeah. Sisi, you had one more. May I just before we sign off, you had a thought that I really loved, is sharing and caring ways that we are taking care of ourselves or taking care of others in this time. And I thought that would be a lovely way to say take care, literally.
Yeah, I mean, like that's what I don't have like necessarily concrete things, but of ways to take care of myself. But I've just been trying to lead with honesty. And that means entering a room and being honest about where I am, and trying to be better at it than I have been before. And in a sense, letting some of that go, acknowledging it, and then moving forward. And that's being honest with my colleagues, that's being honest with my family, that's being honest with myself first and foremost, I think, so that I can, because it takes a little courage, I think. And that's, everyone has their own level of that, but that's what I'm recognizing in terms of taking care of myself. Is that what you had in mind?
Thank you. I just think it's so important for us to remind ourselves and also remind each other, and not just in these times, like always, of what it is to be honest, and what it is to be able to take care of yourself and others. And we work in a very literally a performative medium. That's literally what we do all the time. And sometimes it's like, no, we need to breathe and we need to stop performing. Yeah. But I don't know, or if Lia or Brey, I didn't know if you had anything that you were like, and it could be something you admire other people doing, like, because that's what I've been doing a lot of, like, oh, I see that. Thank you.
There's something great that I did this intimacy direction training with Claire. I cannot remember her last name, but she just talks about engaging, just like giving yourself like a gentle rotation every time you feel like your body is tensing up. Like a gentle rotation just like reminds your body to like engage with itself and like breathe and relax. And I just love that. And every time I feel myself getting tense, I just like slowly rotate. And my nieces and nephew are like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Just join me. It's fine." So I offer that as like a way to take care of yourself, is if you feel yourself getting tight, just engage your core and give a gentle turn.
I like that a lot.
Thank you. I like that. Yeah.
Really nice.
I really appreciate that there's been like an acknowledgement of checking in with yourself mentally and physically just now. So it's so necessary to keep that in mind as we're all going through the many different experiences. I don't know how to describe all that's been going on in the world that's making us reevaluate our place in society or how we want to engage with society. I feel like this past year has like been such a confrontation of how I need to reevaluate my existence and what I want it to be. Both like reevaluating my own complicity, but also evaluating my agency over myself and maybe what's around me. But with that in mind, I've had to like sit with a lot of these things lately and check in with myself and be honest with myself. And Sisi has expressed this to us before, and it was very helpful when she did before. And I really appreciate what Lia's offering too. But within that, I have to keep reminding myself that I need to find some semblance of joy, like even if it's little moments. And there have been times in my life where I ignore that extremely and let myself get taken over by work or get taken over by what's going on in the world. And this is the first time in my life where I really have to go like, there's another human who feeds off of my energy. Sometimes quite literally feeds off of my energy. And so I want to make sure that I'm replenishing my body and my soul with a sense of joy and happiness so that she is experiencing that through me as much as I possibly can. And this has been the hardest time to make that like really like activate that as much as possible. But I think that goes back to checking in with myself honestly and making sure that I'm doing that work to find joy in my existence and spread that to the people around me.
I love that. Find some joy.
Jill?
Here to the here. Here to the here. Yeah, no, yep. It just reminding me too a great deal of Tamania Garza. So Tamania Garza is a theater director, educator, a DG member, and we had the gift of collaborating with Tamania this year as one of our guest teachers. And I also wanted to shout out to Bill Fennelly, to Allison Heichman, to Michael Goldfried, and to who were our salon hosts earlier this year? Casey McMillan, Madison Klaus.
Madison Claus, her last name like flew out of my head, and Megan Schumacher. Yes.
Woohoo! And Perone Yusufzada is the creator of Jam. We would not have Jam without Perone. And Perone has been pivoting along with us as we are finding our way with the new iteration. And I would love to name all of them because they were the folks. And also we have guest artists who were at the forefront of our vision of play, Nicole Miller-Marks, Jarrell Henderson and Seamus McCarty, who led us with So You Want to Go to Grad School in a Pandemic.
And
Christine Frigie, who's now in grad school and who is our rock star interim producer, and who we send our love and gratitude to. And then we had Carrie Cluen Lawrence and Elena Rouse, who helped us. They were our very first out of the gate guest artists that led us through our first virtual experience with DG Digital, talking about what it is to teach in a virtual world, to make theater and direct theater in a virtual world. And then Tamara Anderson and Blaze Teicher were then our most recent, who continued that conversation of producing and making and directing theater in a virtual world. So we do this with those around us. And I, by listening to listening and observing a lot of those rooms, to me, this sense of, I read this meme and I love it so much. And it says, "Please bear with me. I am both losing my mind and finding my soul." Like that, I was just like, there it is. Like, there is the dichotomy. And I feel like as a person, as an individual, I'm doing that. As a parent, I'm doing that, is breathe like that, feeding that energy, sharing, I think is so important. As a partner, as a guide or a conduit with what we're doing with DG, and then also as a fellow maker in these spaces, I'm seeing us all doing that. But back to full circle, because I realized I didn't say exactly about Tamanya, is that Tamanya's the sense of radical grace. And I would love to just offer that as like the final thing that I put into this space, is just Tamanya's, her idea of radical grace being the space is what one needs it to be. And that needs to be absolutely every soul in a space, every person in a space, and especially directors. And we should have, and that's back to agency. So I'm going to stop talking because really it's Tamanya's offer. And so if you would like to hire Tamanya, if you like to engage with Tamanya as a director, Noelle spoke so beautifully earlier today on Instagram about her collaborations with Tamanya about that space. And also Tamanya's PAL, Parent Artist Advocacy League, is doing their summit right now. We have a lot of DG friends over there, but Tamanya is also the chief rep in the Philadelphia area for that. So you could talk to her about that too. Okay, those are my offers.
Those are great. Those are awesome. We love shout outs. Thank you so much for that. I think that'll do for us, friends.
That'll do.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I like you all. I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna try and we're gonna stop the live stream. Take care, everyone.
Thank you for